Namaste, Dzień dobry, assalamu alaikum, ciao, konnichiwa, bonjour, hola. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Ken at 10. Bank holiday weekend is gone. We're heading towards the winter. How are you? I hope you're well. Couldn't be worse, could it? Oh, wait, interest rates have gone up. Goodness me, what a time we're in. I hope you're doing well. This is Ken at 10. If you haven't been here before, then we talk about all things property, the property market in general, and also any headlines that we've seen across the week. And we do that daily for you here. Also talking about the market, both locally and regionally, and what's going on really. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a nice bank holiday. We certainly did. The weather was okay as well, wasn't it? So can't really complain. I mean, we always call it bank holiday. It's a bit off and on, but there we are. Two things. First of all, a gig on Wednesday night, if you're anywhere near Charing Cross Hospital in Hammersmith, between 7:30 and 9:30, we will be there, the Fulham Big Band. And please come and support us. It's free. And you can just come along, stand around, get yourself a coffee and enjoy the music, even have a dance if you want. So we hope you can turn up and we'll see you there. A few things in the headlines today. Bank of BOMAD, we call it, BOMAD, I should say, Bank of Mum and Dad. You've probably heard that phrase before. 47% of all buyers need it. What is it? Bank of Mum and Dad is where mum, dad, or another relative is providing a first-time buyer with the money to start their first purchase. Now, what's interesting about this is 47% of all. That means that if you haven't got mum and dad with any money or equity, you haven't even got a start. And it really is stark, isn't it? That contrast between the haves and have-nots. It's not getting any better either, especially with no other provision for people. It's quite awful, really. Expensive cities as well. I was looking at expensive cities today, just in terms of where we know Westminster is, of course, the most expensive city. And the average price there, by the way, is £921,000. And no doubt that buys you a shoebox if you're lucky. And the monthly expenses on average there are £5,000. And then if you come out a little bit, you've got some other places that are quite expensive as well. The most expensive cities outside of London are St Albans, Chichester, Winchester, and Cambridge. But if you're looking for value, well, you've got to go to Scotland, really, which is a beautiful country, I must say. And you've got Aberdeen there, the cheapest. And the average price there, 139,000. There you go. And Dundee, where my father was born, that comes next. So, if you're looking for value, then go up to Scotland. But it's a bit cold up there, isn't it? I don't like the cold up there personally. Now, interest rates. What's going to happen next? The Fed may raise their rates. Why? Because their inflation's not under control quite yet as much as they'd like it. It's just above 2%, which when you think where inflation is in the UK is really minuscule, but nonetheless, they want to get an even tighter grip on it. So they're likely to raise interest rates. Now, the problem with the Fed raising interest rates is that because we import and export a lot between ourselves, if there's a gap between their interest rates and ours, it affects that difference. There's a deficit. So therefore, it's highly likely that if the Fed raise interest rates, we will be forced to follow suit in September when the next one comes along. So I've got a feeling they will. It will probably be the last one they do. Let's hope it's the last one we do as well, because my gut feeling is in September, we'll probably see another quarter point, I'm sad to say. But it is what it is. We're all getting used to this higher interest rate environment, aren't we? And, first-time buyers are struggling with it, of course, and it has meant that prices have dropped off a bit. They haven't fallen off a cliff like some would have you believe, but they've certainly fallen back since the peak of the market about a year ago. And since then, what we found is there are less buyers looking, but also less people selling, and that has balanced out the market. What else will happen next? Well, I'll tell you what will happen. A lot of people that previously thought they were selling at prices they were promised by their agent, which were inflated in order to gain the instruction, will decide not to sell at the real level price of their house, which is significantly lower. And instead, if they still need to move, will probably rent their property out instead. And therefore, we're going to see quite a change of people that were selling, flipping over to rental. Will this be enough to stem the tide of all the people looking for property? I don't think so. Some headlines are telling us so, but my gut feeling tells me the level of people still looking for property out there is still far in advance of any availability of stock, even given some of that stock that's coming to the market from would-be vendors that have turned into what we call accidental landlords. And this is quite common, and the tighter the market, the more likely the accidental landlord comes along and says, well, rents are high, prices are lower, why don't I rent out instead? And if you're in that position, you've got that opportunity, you need to know more about it. The most important thing in these situations is information. And of course, having been done letting and management here for the last over 30 years, there won't be a situation, a problem, a legal issue that we haven't confronted dealt with and overcome in some way. So if you do need advice and help on that way, whether you should rent or whether you should sell, then we're here for you. We've got your back on that. As always, that applies nationwide, wherever you are. Drop us an email, ken@jamesalexander.com, or call me 0208 679 8601. Apart from that, quieter day today, but you'd expect it, wouldn't you, after the bank holiday? Normally we find this just after the bank holiday, there's a bit of a lull, and then we're coming into the mums market in September when we suspect it will get busier, because it usually does. This year, of course, it's not going to be off the hook busier. We don't expect that at all, but we do think there will be a pickup. So if you're seeing that your agent's not getting people through your door, and they have been post-holiday and now it's all gone a little bit quiet, you should see a pickup within the next couple of weeks. I certainly hope so. And if not, then something is wrong. And if you want to know what that wrong thing is, then obviously we can help you with that. We can analyze it for you. But remember, if you've got your price right, your promotion right, and your presentation right, there's no reason why you shouldn't be seeing viewers, even in a tougher market, provided your timing is right. And timing for this year means that window of September for sale. So good luck to you if you're doing that, and do get in touch if you need help on it. Apart from that, the weather here in Norbury is kind of overcast, not too cold, but you do feel like it's on the turn. Have we seen the last of summer? Well, I certainly hope not, but time will tell. Anyway, thanks for watching. As always, look after yourselves, and if you can, your family and friends. We're back same time tomorrow. Until then, ciao.